Hey everyone. Hi, it's Kimberly Shipley. I'm back. Okay. Now I'm not going to start in the beginning here. I'm going to start in the beginning with Teddy. Yes. Teddy's been very clingy lately. They, they probably want to see your front side, Teddy, instead of the back of your head. So Teddy can sit here and join with me. As you can kind of been seeing, I've been kind of relaxing. All right, it all started for a while now. Even while I was doing videos, I was seeing double vision, and hey, Teddy, seeing double vision a lot and staying extremely tired. Like I could just be and y'all notice me yawning in some videos. This is the reason. Yeah, baby. I thought it was to do with my lung infection. Yeah, I did. Teddy's listening to me. He loves for me to talk to him. And Mom and Dad thought it was due to her lung infection, but it was not. It's right. Yeah. We're playing Paul's right now. Okay, trying to keep focused here instead of just focus on Teddy. But it wasn't to do with my lung infection. And I would just be so tired. I started at the point of I could just be sitting here. Can I borrow my hand for a minute? Yes, Teddy. I could just be sitting here and then like this, just inside. I could, yes, honey. I couldn't even watch a movie or anything. I just not off right to sleep. I'd probably be falling asleep about 10 times a day and then having to take a nap. And I didn't know what was going on. What? Oh. And I'd be yawning just like that constantly, which is starting to get late. So, anyway, so we, I hadn't changed my glucose meter, which my sugar was under control. I was almost ready to, they thought I was going to be able to get off my medication even. I'd taken metformin a day, and it kept it where I could eat anything. So, anyway, the biggest thing is I went and I was getting these symptoms, but my glucose meter, the batteries were down, and honestly, I just kept forgetting to check the batteries or get them replaced at the drugstore. So I thought, I wonder if anything's got to do with my sugar. All these, symptoms I've been having, it's just getting ridiculous. The extreme tiredness and stuff. Yeah, baby. And so anyway, I went and I got the batteries changed, and I went and checked my blood sugar. My blood sugar was almost 600. And I'm like, what? I've never even seen mine that high. I'm like, wait a minute, I take a metformin a day, which that's a pill, one pill a day, 1,000 milligrams. I've taken it for a long time. I had gestational, stop Teddy, I had gestational diabetes during Caleb's pregnancy, and sorry guys, jump up over here, baby. So, and anyway, he, after the pregnancy, they kept me on a metformin a day to keep my sugar down. Sorry, he's begging like right in front of everybody. Here, at least do that where you're not so close to the camera. And so anyway, so they kept me on a metformin, and my sugar stayed great. And he's on his hind legs begging. So anyway, I'm like, why is it this high? So I looked, I would keep my medicine, watch out, Teddy, let me talk a little bit. I keep my medicine in like a Ziploc bag, y'all. And craziest thing. I mean, when of course, I have to take medicine because I had a heart attack, and I had a stent put in, which all that's been fixed and took care of. So I would just go in there and, when I'd run out of my medicine, usually a drugstore just took care of it. I'd just run up there and get it filled. I kept all of my medicine in a Ziploc bag, which is almost one a day. So I'd take them in the morning, and I just didn't pay attention when I was refilling. Somehow my metformin had not been filled since April. So that is the reason why my blood sugar was spiked that high. I had no clue that I hadn't been taking it. Excuse me, I called the drugstore to see what was going on about that. And they said, no, it ain't been filled since April. See, if the drugstore usually, if I was out of refills, they would just call my doctor and have them to, send in the refill. So normally I didn't have to go to the doctor or anything, unless it was just had to, like every year or two, whatever. So anyway, long story short, I haven't taken it since April. So this is the reason why my blood sugar was raised. And I'm like, raised my foot. I mean, crying out loud, it was almost 600. I mean, I was like this. I'd be sitting here. This is my couch. This is usually my sitting spot. But I'd be sitting here looking at the TV. Half the time, I didn't even feel like watching TV. I'd be like this right here. And I mean, that's how quick I would drift off sleep. I was so tired driving. This eye, which is my worst eye. I mean, I do wear glasses. My eyesight's been kind of bad. No, I've got my eye rubbing on now. My eyesight's been all bad most of my life. But this is my worst eye, and it's like, man, I just couldn't see it all. I'd be out driving and be like, there's two of something. There's two cars. I know there ain't two cars out there. Two blue cars, let's say. There's not two blue cars, and I know this mentally in my head. And there's been times I pulled over and been like, slap my face a little bit, knock myself back into conscious. What's going on with me? So, that's what this blood sugar can do to you. The doctors told me, what do you got? Oh, you got your two-toy? The doctor's like, you could have came close to being in a coma. And I said, I think I was. But I finally realized it was my blood sugar. I thought maybe the symptoms is due to, the issue with my lung infection. So anyway, and I ain't slept all day, so it's not long to bedtime. So yeah, I've got a little yawn in me. My sugars, and I'll explain that later in this video. But where my sugars now drop so much, so fast. I'm still tired, but not like tired. I'm still a little weak, but not like overly. I just don't feel like getting out and doing a whole lot. Till right now, I hadn't been able to even make a video. And heck, I hope y'all forgive me for yawning in this video a little bit, just because it's getting late tonight. But I wanted to go ahead and sit down and, talk to y'all a little bit about what's going on. I know I hadn't been on for a few days, and I was not able. I mean, I was extremely sick. And even for a little bit before I found out, I was having these symptoms of exhaustion. And y'all remember in some of the other videos, Raj yawning so much. This is why. And I had no idea. I don't want to speculate anything. Just like, here's strips where I check my sugar. I had these on hand, already here. I'm so sorry about that, but I did want to get on here and make y'all a video tonight. Yes, Teddy, send a baby for a minute. But anyway, so this symptom's been going on for several weeks. For a while in October. You know, like Friday, I was so bad at that point still. Friday was Halloween. My daughter met me at one of our popular spots. Kids go trick or treating at. I stayed, and I told her, my grown daughter, one of them, she's like, well, I can walk with y'all, you trick or treat. And I told my daughter, I said, hey, I'm not able to even walk. And she's like, around these houses, she's like, well, I'll take him. They was gone about an hour, and I slept in the car while they was gone. I mean, I was just that exhausted. This is how this is doing me. High blood sugar. So anyway, so she took him trick-or-treating. Everything worked out. Caleb had a great time. I did get to go to Caleb's school party. I was just exhausted while I was there. I sat in a chair a lot. But I showed up for him. I mean, I'm still going to be there for my son regardless, even if, I was sick at the time. And I mean, we all can't help it if we get sick about it. Something happens. I just had no idea it was my blood sugar. But anyway, Thursday, again, I checked the batteries on my glucose meter. I had them changed out because I hadn't changed my batteries in forever, and they was low. So after I changed my batteries at the drugstore, checked my sugar, and it was almost 600. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I called the drugstore, and it was late that afternoon on Thursday. Or, no, it might have been Wednesday. But anyway, I called, I took a metformin as soon as I got home. And I'm like, no wonder I'm so tired. I just can't move. I can't do nothing. I can't focus. I can't anything. I mean, I felt horrified. Well, anyway, we went, that was Wednesday afternoon, and doctor done closed. So I thought the next morning, as soon as I get up, I'll go take Caleb to school, go to the doctor. Which I did. I went to the doctor, and she checked my sugar, and she's like, oh my goodness, it's really outrageous. The 6 whatever, and, up in the 6. And I'm like, she's like, we got to get down. So she said, all right. She gave me the plan. I went on 4 shots of insulin a day, 1 special one in the morning, 3 emergency ones in the afternoon. So anyway, yes, I've been watching what I eat tremendously. No cold drinks. Just a little dab of sugar to sweeten my coffee up, just enough to drink it. I mean, I can't do like a coffee, just complete cold turkey on it, I gotta have something in it, a little something. But anyway, long story short, yes, I've been watching religiously what I eat. Completely changed my ways on eating. So, yeah. I mean, it may not be food I enjoy and love. And it may not be a snack cake or ice cream or whatever, but yes, or even a cold drink. I even stopped those. Right now, if I really want to drink from a cold drink, I've been drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. And I ain't even drinking much of that, mostly water. Except for a little dab of coffee in the mornings. So anyway, I started checking my sugar, or doing insulin 4 times a day, and still doing the metformin once a day. And I finally got my blood sugar. I test, well, it's fluctuating right now. At one point, I seen it at 127. Another point today. Teddy, no. Another point, I seen it today at, well, 127 and even a little over 200 today, which that's still high. So I still got to level it to where it's going to stay fluctuated enough to keep it level. So I mean, this is something you have to actually, after it messes up and goes out of control like this, you got to really step up and put it back in control. So anyway, yes, it's coming under control. Will I probably have to stay on insulin? Probably not. For a little bit, maybe. At least while I check it, see how bad it is. I'm going to have to give myself a little emergency shot and of insulin, and, you know, that's it probably at that point. But right now, I'm good. They did check my liver. They did check, what was it, liver and kidneys and all, I think it was, and all that. They said everything was good. This did not damage nothing. So that's great. That's a bonus. But, you know, yeah, I mean, this was a tough one. And I know some people's going to be like, oh, your food hauls. But, you know, I had been able to eat anything I wanted with my medicine. I just didn't know I had been taking my medicine. And it was a very big misunderstanding. So anyway, just as the old saying goes, now it is what it is. Now you got to correct the issue. There's no sense in casting what happened or whatever. Well, it's done happened. That's all the past. Now I've got to correct the issue from today forward and straighten it out. And so, you know, can't go back and blame everything in the past when everything's today and forward in the future. So that's kind of what I'm looking at now. So I'm not going to go back and say, what happened? Why wasn't I taking it? How did that get misunderstood? Why didn't I watch what I ate before that? Well, I usually didn't have to. But I didn't know I wasn't taking my medicine. So, you know, there could always be that side that, let's go back in the past. Or let's live from today forward to the present. You know, a lot of people's guilty of that. I guess one time I used to be also, of like going back, blaming the past. But, sorry about that, y'all. But I try to look at, especially during a situation like this, what can I do to today forward to fix this situation? And again, I've got it down under almost control. With my sugar dropping so much in such a short length of time, I've been a little lightheaded, a little woozy. That's the reason I haven't been able to get on. I am so sorry, y'all. Didn't mean for this to happen, but I guess it's getting late and I'm starting to get tired. I guess my body's been so used to napping during the day. But anyway, yeah. You know, from all that stuff in the past, I just want to be able to fix from here on out. And so I am completely watching when I eat. You know, trying to eat fruits, you know, instead of snacking on chips, maybe snack on some blackberries. Hey, it's something I like. Strawberries, something's good. You know, I bought some of that stuff for the fridge. So if I get hungry this afternoon, I'll go get a few blackberries, wash them off, and sit and snack on them a little bit. So this took an adjustment for me, but I mean, you know, to me, my health's worth it. You know, I know some people that don't take their health seriously. I do. And that's one reason I hadn't been on here very much, is because I was taking my health serious. And I just kind of wanted to get on here and tell y'all guys what was going on, because, you know I hadn't been able to get on, and of course I posted a couple of things, didn't want to leave y'all in the dark, and asking prayers for me, and I still ask that. I'm out of the woods. I know it's not going to spike back up to 600, but it may take a little bit to fluctuate for me. So, yeah, I do ask for prayers for that, to get this completely under control. And maybe each day at least kind of give y'all an update from here on out, since I am starting to feel a little better. At least I can start doing some cleaning videos or something. But this kind of put a knock on me. I've been kind of knocked out for the loop a little bit, and kind of put on my feet a little bit, saying, hey, you've got to reset your health a little bit. You got to reset your body a little bit. When your sugar drops so much in so quick of time, I mean, my sugars went from right at 600, and I've seen it down to 100, 127. So that's what? 480 points. My sugar has fluctuated up and down in the last, 4 days now? So yeah, I mean, I've had a battle with it, and with it dropping that kind of much, it's kind of made me tired and not sleepy like I was. We're just kind of like, whoa, man. Sugar dropped that dramatically. So much of it, going down 480 points. It's still going to make you a little dizzy and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to try to get on here and make another video tomorrow, but I just wanted to give y'all an update. And again, sorry I haven't been on, but I've just been sick, and I need my body a chance to heal. So anyway, if you don't care, hey, I know it ain't the best video, but give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment saying hi. And I'll try to make another video tomorrow, guys. Thank you, everyone. God bless. Have a great night.